Okay. Good morning. It's hot. It's 8:30 in the morning, and it's hot. And it's also because it's happening to me. My temperature regulation is not what it used to be. Let's put those two things there, and let's get straight into what matters on this broadcast. Let us figure out what matters on this broadcast. Title, pretty straightforward: truths and punches. I'm going to give you truths and punchlines, unadulterated truths and punchlines. The reason why I do these truths and punchline videos is because I know that a lot of you seek information, and I know that a lot of you seek that information from people who may not necessarily be inclined to share details. And there are some who, it's not because they are not inclined to, it's just because they are busy living their lives and don't get time to come tell you what you think it's their responsibility to tell you. But I'm going to do it today. Truth and punchlines today. I want to talk to you about some things that are core to survival and thriving and success. Veronique and Jai, how are you doing? There are certain things that you can do on your own. So let's talk about a person. A person has limitations. There is 24 hours in a day. And if you want to do things well, that 24 hours is your first limitation time. There is your strength also, your stamina, your endurance. That also has a cap. There is only so much time you can go without sleeping. There is so much you can do without tiring. Those things are baselines. You can't change them. They are facts. Another thing you have to think about is your cognition, your capacity to think. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and the person was telling me, the one thing I appreciate about you the most is your ability to think on your feet and come up with ideas. Yeah, I am a strategist. I am an idea generation machine. That's me. I'm a beast in that area. There are certain areas that are also not my strength. Okay? Yeah. I am one who can churn out different things. So I am not one who will stay with a dead horse. If something is not quite working, if something is not effective, I'm not afraid to churn it and go elsewhere. That makes it very funny for people. But last week you were dealing with this business. Yes, that was last week. This week I've moved on to something else. Each of these things could be advantages and disadvantages. Okay? And the funny thing is to make, oh blessings, Sister Kim, to make complete progress the way most of us dream of doing takes all these things. And sadly, no one person, no single person, no matter how talented, no matter how gifted, listen, sometimes you just need a dumb person to test your smart ideas. Because funnily enough, the things you are churning will be targeting the general audience, including dumb people. Yep. I know you are intelligent, you are clever, and you know everything up to the hills. Great. But the people who will buy these things from you, the people who will use your services, they are dumb. Some of us are dumb in the area that you are not dumb. Yeah, there are different areas we are all dumb. I am dumb in some things. It's unbelievable. And I'm very smart in other things. That's how the Lord made it. But the funny thing is, you need holistic application. In the worst, like I said, you need somebody. Mona, how you doing? You need somebody to use what you are creating. I was talking to an academic who has come up with something, and it's written in pure academic jargon. And I said to him, well, the people who are going to use this may not even have a degree. Those are your target audience? He says, yes. I'm like, boy, you are mad. What you have written will probably appeal to people with master's degree and higher. How many people with master's degree and higher need your service? We don't, because we can find what it is you are trying to offer. It is those who are now starting out. Well, I'm sorry. You have excluded quite a large number of people because they will not understand what you just wrote. You need somebody to be able to tell you things like that. And for that reason, in order to rise and make use of all your opportunities, you need a team. a diverse team. The group of people who epitomize this the most are the musicians, the creatives. So you find an artist, they do very well. They have a management team, and then after a while, they get successful. Everybody knows them, and they make the cardinal mistake of stepping solo. And we've seen it time with repetition. People phenomenal at the top of their game step solo and disappear overnight. And people say it is because they were sabotaged. No, they were not sabotaged. Ajwa, they were not sabotaged. Let me tell you what happened. What happened was that there used to be a team. There were some of those people who were marketers. There were some of those people who are promoters. There are some of those people who just make friends with industry people. There are the gossips, the ears. People like music management systems have teams with width and depth. If they want to make sure that an artist's song hits, it's not just because of the quality of the song. I can tell you that for free. The music that people listen to is not because. So at the moment, I'm very conscious of marketing. I read some books and I use some things, the free apps in particular, and you see the same applications advertised across the board. There is a game. It's a stupid game. I will never download that game, but it's everywhere. Even me, I was thinking, what is this game? Should I go and check it out and see? It's not because the game is better than the other games which are not getting attention. It is because there is a system behind this game. The marketers behind it are so well versed in what they do that they are putting it in front of you everywhere you turn. It's called immersion. One person is going to struggle to do immersion, and I have to give you this. This is the reason why I'm choosing to make this video. I've always told you guys I am a solopreneur. And when somebody like me makes a declaration that we are solopreneurs, most of you will project your interpretation of solopreneurship on it. So I was working with somebody recently. I was telling the person they needed a team, and the person says to me, well, but aren't you the one who always says you are solo? And I'm like, oh, right. Let me explain my solopreneurship to you a little better. I am solo in ownership, but I am not solo in execution. Goodness, I have a business team behind me, including AI agents at the moment. At the moment, I am devising more AI tools and putting, I am not a solopreneur because I do everything on my own. You would die. You cannot. You cannot. Your business will be limited to the capacity of your cognition, your thinking. I work with a lot of virtual assistants. I work with a lot of freelancers. Hey, I'm a solopreneur in terms of ownership, but I don't run the business on my own. Can you imagine? And that's why I decided that we will have these truths and punchlines video, because yeah, people like me make our declarations, and yeah, we don't owe you any explanation, so we put our declarations out here and we carry on with our business. And then you make interpretations of what it is you think we declared, and you run with those things as if they are law, and you restrict yourself. It reminds me of a situation with a friend that I went to uni with, a dear friend in uni, and I'm very vocal. So what I'm thinking at any point in time is known by everybody who is within my ecosystem. In uni, I did not believe in joint accounts with nobody, because at that time I was miserable and single. I had nobody. I was a lone walker, and as a lone walker, I had my beliefs. They were my sincere beliefs, but that was true of the situation that was applicable to me at that time. I was lone walking, and so I did not want a joint account with nobody. Yeah, Kofi? Teacher Kofi? I had nobody. It was just me. And yeah, I did not want a joint account with nobody. And because I had said that I did not believe in joint accounts, and at the time, I did not want anybody to come and spoon off me. I did not want anybody to come and feed off me who had not contributed to my systems. So yeah, I did not want anybody in my ecosystem that way. And I said so. And years later, this friend of mine had got married to a guy who worked and earned more than she did. And the guy wanted them to have a joint account. And my friend, remembering the stupid utterances from our youth, which I had moved off from years before. By this time, all of us were married. I had a joint mortgage with my husband. At that time, mortgage is probably one of the biggest things. I had a joint mortgage with my husband. We had many joint accounts. So my friend calls me because they do, and we have advice sessions, and she says, well, I am really torn right now. I'm like, what's your problem? Well, my husband says we should have a joint account and I don't want it. I'm like, you don't want it? She says, no. But didn't we say? And I'm like, girl, we haven't touched base in a while. No, I have moved on and I have opened many joint accounts with my husband, and I do have a mortgage with my husband. It would be silly for you, the lower earner, to say you don't want a joint account with somebody who earns higher and is willing to share with you with fidelity. Crazy. Yeah. Those are the truths and punchlines that sometimes you don't hear because people are busy living their lives. And you may be stuck to old dogma. Even if it's new dogma, you might not understand the full details of the dogma you are trying to adopt from people. You will watch people and people do things, and you will jump on agenda. So there is a guy who is in the Ghanaian ecosystem. He was a freedom fighter. Apparently, these people come into our ecosystems and they always say that they are here to fight for the youth. And I have been telling these Ghanaian youth, nobody has time for you. Nobody cares about you. Everybody cares about ourselves, because that is how we are programmed. Each one for himself, God for us all. Anyway, recently they have discovered that this guy was not a freedom fighter at all. This person was an activist for what has become the sitting government. Now that they have fought and they have used some of these ignorant people who were jumping on agenda they did not understand to get the win that they were after, some of these people are now beginning to get appointments. Some of these people are now beginning to get positions. And then it becomes apparent to the ordinary fool who jumped on a mantra that they did not understand. Hey, hi Esla. And now they are crying. He was not a freedom fighter. Oh, he was fighting for his freedom. He's a freedom fighter. It was you who was projecting a meaning onto freedom fighting that was not his meaning. He is a freedom fighter. He was fighting for his economic freedom. He's fighting for the freedom of generations of his to come. He is fighting for his liberation from economic hardship. That's what he was fighting for. I don't know what you were fighting for and why you were jumping on people's agenda without asking. Don't ever look at somebody and hear somebody without deep interrogation and jump on. Amma Manson says she's a solopreneur. So Elizabeth Asari is going to be a solopreneur. And Elizabeth Asari foolishly interprets Amma Manson's solopreneurship to mean that I am a lone worker. I'm not. And I've never lied to you guys about it. I have a PA. Most of you interact with my PA. You deal with my PA. You know that I do have a PA. A lot of you, when you deal with me, meet my virtual assistants. You do know that I have a virtual assistant. Even on these Facebook feeds, I think it's now apparent to most of you that I do have an AI responder to a lot of your comments. You think I have time to be sitting down to comment on everything and respond to everything? No. I do have the AI initial commenter, and those of you who pay attention, you would notice that if the AI's comment is not specific enough, or I want to add a personal touch, later on when the feed finishes, I will come and there'll be a second comment for my account. Yes, I am not running a media empire on my own. You cannot do it. You cannot do it. What are the dangers of going solo? The dangers of going solo is that you will not grow. You will not grow fast enough. And sometimes you will not grow at all. You may not grow in line with the ecosystem and you will be left behind. And sometimes you will be kicked out of business because you do not have the capacity to move with the speed that is required for survival. So musicians, most big artists who separate from their music management immediately see a significant decline, because you see, you are only an artist. You don't understand music business. Usually the manager doesn't tell you the mechanisms they use to get in touch with the radio stations. You think that putting your stupid music on Apple Music will make it popular. Go and see how many people have songs on Apple Music that nobody listens to. Me, I have songs on Apple Music. I don't promote them, so they don't go anywhere. It is the promotion mechanism that makes the difference between a song on the music platforms that performs and a song that does not perform. Honey, you may not understand the full extent of the mechanisms. You may not understand the full extent. People will come to me, they will work with me, and then they will step aside, and sometimes I laugh. Because of course, I'm not about to tell you the things that I have in place, which is my business, so that you can go and mimic and steal from me. No, I won't. So 6 months later, 8 months later, sometimes a bit longer, people will come back to me and can we start working again together? And I will laugh. People come back to me and want to work together again because there is a mechanism that holds you up, that bears you up. You are the bridge. You are the tip of the iceberg. There is solid ground beneath you under the ocean that's not visible to the untrained eye. And it happens to so many people. You make assumptions that you can do things on your own. To go solo is to own 100% of it. But sometimes you will end up owing 100% of zero. I don't want to share. I don't want to share. I was recommending somebody to take an equity share with somebody recently. I don't want to share. I don't want to share. And I'm like, okay, if you don't want to share, that's also fine. It's not a problem. But can I remind you that at the moment you own 100% of a whopping zero? That's what you own. 100% of zero. Churchill, sometimes 20% of 100 is better than 100% of zero. Well, it's not sometimes, most of the time. 100% of zero is nothing to own. But if you insist on doing it alone, if you insist, especially if you are unskilled and untrained, if you have no leverages and affordances, you can own your business outright and it will earn you a whopping zero. It will be better for you to find people, to sign agreements with people, to do revenue share agreements with people, so that those people, I know somebody whose job, her sole business model is to have an audience that she can now tell. She's an influencer. She can tell people to move in the direction of where you are going. And when she tells them to move, they will move. And when they move, it will bring you revenue. And yes, she asked for a revenue share. Of course, when she tells 20,000, 100,000 people to move and they do move, it will bring you revenue that you as a solopreneur will not be able to return. Yeah, that's why even people, I keep saying to people, I'm a solopreneur, but I'm not a solopreneur the way you interpret it. I have affiliate marketers. I tell you guys here all the time. And I invite you guys to come be my affiliates. You know that I do have affiliates. You cannot be the manufacturer and the marketer at the same time. It does not work. And that's why businesses employed marketing departments. They had marketing teams. You cannot focus on product development and also focus on marketing and focus on social media strategy. You cannot. And so what these solo businesses end up doing is just focus on the product. If nobody's buying the product, what's the point in having a phenomenal product nobody knows about and nobody's buying? That's a dying business. That's why people had marketing teams. That's why now people have the affiliate marketing models. That's why people have employees of all kinds doing different things, because there is 24 hours available to Mama Manson alone. Mama Felicia, how are you doing? But if I were to employ Mama Felicia to work with me, between the two of us, we have 48 hours available in each 24 hours. See, I've doubled the time available to my business by bringing somebody else and their time and its use into my ecosystem. There are certain things to do if you want to grow. There are certain decisions you must make if you want to grow. There are certain people you want to align with if you want to grow. If growing must happen, certain decisions must happen. And many of us are not making those decisions because we are foolishly projecting onto other people's. Burna Boy. I'm like, hey, come. Burna Boy is not a solo system. Why? One, Burna Boy is managed by his mother. His mother is a product of the system that Fela Kuti used. That is pedigree. Hey, that's music pedigree. If that woman were to call a few of her father's contacts, a few of her associate contacts, boom, Burna Boy is going places. And have you also paid attention to the company which manages Burna Boy? I know his mother is his manager, but the label he plays under, do you know who is behind the label? And do you know the weight of the characters behind the label? Burna Boy is not, I mean, tell the truth. What music does Burna Boy do that is not being done by the underground artist in your village? Dominic, good morning. What music is not being played by the underground guys in your village? And why is it that some of those boys have remained underground for 15 years, 20 years? I'm telling you the secrets now. And there are some people who will remain underground their entire life because they will not understand these simple systems. And then occasionally you have guys who stay underground for a long time and then something hooks them in. There's a Ghanaian guy called King Paluta. Paluta was around for a long time. He was underground. He did a program that was linked with a very established artist with his networks and his systems, and all of a sudden Paluta is everywhere, absolutely everywhere. You would think that the rise of Paluta was an accident. It was not an accident. It is by an alliance. It is by an alliance that Paluta himself may not even understand. And if he understands, he may not be willing to explain to you. Hello, Belinda. You want to start a music career with 200 CDs in your pocket and a pride that is larger than Mount Everest. I don't want to. I do not want to sign up. I don't want to work with it. Okay, fine. Stay underground then, because that is what is about to happen. The choices you are making would mean that you remain underground. That's what the choices you are making would mean. You will remain underground. And nobody's saying that to you because they want to be mean. That's the simple facts. If you want your business to grow, there are certain things you must do. There are certain moves you must make if you want to grow. There are certain decisions you must make if you want to grow. And growing is a requirement of survival, by the way. The content creators, if a lot of them will be honest and tell you, a lot of them have been demonetized for a long time. And even the ones whose accounts have not been demonetized, they are not earning jack. The ones who did not learn to find systems to bow them up, they are sinking. Buoyancy requires structures and mechanisms, by the way. And now, stamp of why you are laughing, but it's true. Buoyancy requires systems and structures. You want to jump into the sea with no systems, you are sinking, you are drowning. You are drowning. So I'm telling you these truths and punchlines because I want to make sure that those of you who watch me do not get fooled by some of the utterances here. It is never my intention to do any of you harm, but I also don't have time to explain everything I say and do in 25 different ways daily. When I finish, I'll pin this to the top. Whenever you hear me say I am a solopreneur, please make sure that you do not project your understanding of solopreneurship onto what I just said. Ask me what my idea of solopreneurship is, and if I have time, I may answer you, but I may not even have time to answer you because I'm busy. As a solopreneur, I do not have time to waste. I don't. So I might give you a simple answer and get on with my day. And here is you foolishly making interpretations. I'm like you. I do not want to work with other people. When did Amma Manson tell you that I don't work with other people? I don't see. When did I tell you that nonsense? How can I run the kind of business I run and not want to work with people? collaboration is a survival technique, you know. Hey, you know how you don't work with anybody. I said I do not join media syndicates made up of people who are at the same level as I am. That's the bit most people didn't hear. A lot of the creators who were creating syndicates at the time were just ordinary creators like me. We are all at the same level, bottom level of the food chain. No, I don't want a syndicate with losers like myself. We will be going nowhere. We will sink together. When you have a collection of losers, we will sink together faster. So no, I do not want to join a bunch of ignorant losers because I am myself an ignorant loser. No, what I need is to find people higher up the ecosystem and to collaborate with them. Yeah. So the fact that I said I wasn't going to join a syndicate here doesn't mean that I don't believe in collaboration. Can you imagine? No, I believe in collaboration. Just not with the people who think they should collaborate with me. And yeah, when you heard me say that I wasn't joining that syndicate, that was true. I'm not joining that syndicate. But you also never took the time to ask me. Or even if you did ask, I did not have the time to tell you that I did not want to collaborate with low-end losers similar to myself. That I was looking to find people higher up the ecosystem. And yeah, I went myself out of my way to go find those who were higher up the ecosystem. And I did what I could to attract the attention I have been. You are laughing. I'm dead serious. See, as for me, I'm willing to tell you this truth the way it is. I have no intention of looking good to you. So I am able to admit this. You can judge me any way you want. When you finish judging me, we can get on with our day. Those who are interested in you liking them and you thinking they are good people, they are different. I don't care if you think I'm a good person. Actually, I'm not a good person. I'm a desperate woman trying to survive. That's what I am. And I make no apologies for that. I am a desperate woman trying to survive. I am a woman with a lot of weight that I need to carry. Yeah, I'm carrying my weight. I'm bearing my cross. So no, I haven't got time to come. On rare occasions like this where something moves me, I'll come and do a truth and punchlines video and I'll put it out here for you to watch and to make sense of it any way you want. But honey, at the end of the day, that responsibility is yours. Okay? It's yours, not mine. You are not a good woman. I'm a terrible woman. Haven't I told you people this already? You didn't know? I said it's not a good woman. When have I ever stood here and told you I was good? I am not good. I am terrible. I'm awful. Which other words can you think of? I am very human. But you see, the one thing I am is real. I am honest and sincere. Yeah. You see, you do need honest people in your life. That's true. But sometimes people are too busy to spare you the time to be honest. Because remember, we are all surviving. We are fighting our battles. This time, and I say this all the time, and people finally figure it out. Most of my videos you watch on this is when I'm driving to places. At the moment, I'm driving to work. I'm driving to work, so this time I would be in the car anyway. I'd have been listening to the radio or something stupid like that. And that's the reason why, that's why. There is nasty, oh my God. The car is so mangled. Oh, there is traffic here. And Abu Dhabi is so well managed traffic-wise. So when you see standstill traffic, you ask questions. What the hell is going on? That's what I was asking right now. What the hell? It was a nasty accident. When I am in my normal day, I don't have time to be making these videos, you know. My son, don't have this kind of time. When I'm at work, If I hadn't been smart enough to use this time when I'm driving to places to have conversations with you guys, conversations would not happen. Because no, I cannot stop working my business to come make these videos. Good morning. God knows. How you doing? Yeah, God knows I need his help. Remind him for me, yeah? Yeah. But again, having truth tellers around you is great. Who is getting paid as truth teller? I would like to think I'm a truth teller. Nobody pays me for truth telling. So, honey, if there's a choice between making money to pay my bills and telling free truth, let me tell you which one is going to happen. Making money to pay my bills. Free truth telling, it looks attractive, but it's not that attractive to me, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I mean, you need to find me a job. Honey, no, Amma is not finding you a job. Amma myself cannot find my own job. God knows I'm well. How are you? I'm well. I'm multitasking, oh, honey. I am up to here with the things that I need to try and do. I cannot afford to do all the things, so I am paying other people to buy their time to do it for me. That's why I've got staff. And you think that I should pay staff for them to do things for me and avail that time for you? Hey, no, I am not in that position yet. Maybe later on in life, when the Lord blesses me to the next level. At this level, I cannot promise that. I cannot promise that. And the one thing I am is at least honest about what I cannot do. What I cannot do, I'm honest about. I cannot do. I cannot do. I cannot. Hey! No. So today, I am going to work, is why we are talking. This job I'm doing this summer is crazy. It's incredible. I am going on a school trip to SeaWorld. Somebody is paying my tickets to SeaWorld and giving me an amazing day. So maybe whilst I am there at SeaWorld and the students are doing stuff, I may turn on the camera again and have conversations. Yeah, in those times, those gained times, that's when I can do broadcasts, you know. And when you come live, it is morning, it's night in the US, I'm about to sleep. And here now, if you can't be bothered to wake up and come watch what I just made before you went to sleep, hey yeah. The truth of the matter is that I am responsible for my survival, and so are you. I am not responsible for your survival. And you are not responsible for my survival. I am responsible for my survival. Any information you are able to share, it's my responsibility to vet the information. It is my responsibility to cross-check the information. And more importantly, it is my responsibility to verify that information and then position it with myself and my systems and see how it works. Amma Manson says that she doesn't do certain jobs. You haven't realized that Amma Manson is at a particular time in life. So some of the things that I say here, you will have to look at my age and you look at my circumstances very carefully before you decide, will I hear me? Before I have missed you, it's good to see you. You have to check your circumstances before you decide to adopt some of my foolishness, you know. If you are married to a bushman, you should never listen to any of the things I say because you'll be divorced in 2 weeks. If your husband is a bushman, and your husband is a bushman, you cannot listen to some of the things I tell you about what I do in my marriage, you know. If your husband is a barbarian, you cannot. Hey! The person I'm married to is autonomy supporting. And as a woman who's married to a guy who supports autonomy, I can make certain statements here and I can do things here. And some of you watch me do things. This lady says, if I try that, my husband will leave me in 6 weeks. So you know that, don't try it. Unless you want to be divorced, don't try it. It is not my responsibility when your husband leaves you because you haven't thought about certain things because you saw Amma Manson doing it. No. You need to check who you are married to. Is who you are married to similar to who I'm married to? If who you are married to is similar to who I'm married to and is likely to behave like who I'm married to, then you can adopt some of my foolishness and you might be okay. There are so many people who do things because other people are doing them. No, you don't do things because other people are doing them. You see what other people are doing, you cross-check what they are doing, you make sure you really understand the strategy, and then you bring the strategy to your systems and verify that it will still work with your systems before you adopt. Because what you see on the surface is only a fraction of what's actually happening underneath. That's the real truth and the punchline I wanted to give you. What you see on the surface is a fraction of what is going on underneath. And it's stupid to assume. So don't. Make sure you know. Make sure you actually know. When Amma Manson is sitting on social media making her videos, why is she making videos? You know. Why am I here daily? Do you know? I've seen many people see people like me come and make videos daily. And instead of you taking your cleaning job, you don't take it. And you are busy here creating videos daily. Honey, don't you see me going into my job? I still work. I work. I saw a lot of creators become full-time creators and I still continue to work. You know why? Because it became very quickly apparent to me that my systems require more money. And not just about the money, my systems required stability, guaranteed incomes, pay slips that I can use to support certain things that I need in my ecosystem. Things that I was not necessarily going to make from social media alone, regardless of how much they were paying at any point in time. Yeah. So, hopefully, in this conversation, you've picked up something important. Nobody has time to explain their strategy to you. They don't. And they don't owe you that. Stop with the foolish entitlement already. Good morning. Stop with the foolish entitlement already. Nobody has time. All of us have battles to fight. Hey, I have children to feed. I have got school fees to pay. That's my priority. Actually, that is my responsibility. I don't get leeways on that one. So that's where my effort is going to be focused. Anything else to do with you is to do with you. And the one person who is responsible for making sure that happens is you, not me. Hard truth, but true nonetheless. And that applies to me as well. You should have explained the business. I'm like, what? I should have explained the business model to you. Why? When did you employ me as your business consultant? No, you did not employ me. Are you the giver of all orgasms? Then maybe I'll stop everything I'm doing to come and do your business consultation for free. This is my summer holiday. Whilst other people are busy chilling. I knew that this was one of the most strategic moves in my ecosystem. So I'm making it. A friend was telling me yesterday, so how are you going to relax? I'm like, relaxed? I am relaxed when I am not poor. That's when I relax. I am going to relax by paying my children's school fees easier. That's how I plan to relax. Yes. Oh, look at trouble. Good morning. You and I are on a team, huh?
Really?
You didn't know?
You.
It's me, you, and Ola with 6.
I was asking who is.
Shame on you. Shame on you. It's me. Do you know the girls?
Yes.
Okay. I only know one. She seemed nice. No, Yasmin. So I was hoping the rest of them would be nice and easy as well. I'll go grab breakfast and I'll see you in there in a bit. Yeah? Hey, see you, Victor. Long time. I'm not seeing you in ages. Good to see you. Your responsibility is to you. Igbo village. Don't even talk to me about Igbo village. Because for me, Igbo village does not play any role in anything significant. The land has been sold anyway. People have owned the land. Of course, communities settling there will have their own. It's the same thing that happened to the West. We all moved to the West and we have Asante in every village, don't we? In every European city, there is a local African chief. It hasn't killed anybody. So, what's different? Nothing. You are on your feet already? You should ease off it. No?
Yesterday I was practicing. So now I can balance and walk a bit.
I know you can, but it might be premature weight. At least have something to lean on.
Miss, I can't bring my crutches.
Why not?
Too uncomfortable.
Oh, you'll be the crutch. Okay, fine. That's fine. See you in a bit. Good morning. Anyway, I ought to go. I need to go catch me something to eat. And then we'll continue. I've rolled into work. I've got to focus on working. So, Dixon, Igbo village. Good morning. We'll continue this in a bit, yeah?